Well, after leaping to her defense on the email scandal at the first Democratic debate, Bernie Sanders is apparently changing his tune on Hillary Clinton, taking aim at her record during the all-important gathering of the Democratic Jefferson-Jackson dinner in Iowa over the weekend.
And let me be clear about the current trade deal that we are debating in Congress, the Trans-Pacific Partnership. That agreement is not now, nor has it ever been, the gold standard of trade agreements.
Sanders' new tone comes after Clinton's recent surge in the polls following her strong performance at that first Democratic debate earlier this month. It also comes as Sanders is defending himself against Clinton's accusation of sexism after he implied Clinton was, quote, shouting about gun control during the Democratic debate. Clinton taking issue with that comment Saturday night.
I've been told to stop shouting about ending gun violence. Well, I haven't been shouting, but sometimes when a woman speaks out, some people think it's shouting. But I won't be silenced, and I hope you won't be either. How many more people have to die before we take action?
Tony, was it a stretch for her to tie the shouting comment from Sanders to sexism?
It's not surprising to see a Democrat use these type of ad hominem attacks against a political opponent. It's just unusual to see it done against a fellow Democrat. Now, we remember back when Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the Democratic National Committee chairwoman, had her tenureship being challenged by the White House. There was a memo that leaked that said she had planned to say Barack Obama was waging a war on women. This is how inauthentic this attack line is. What surprised me, though, is Hillary herself seems to be the Pied Piper here leading this attack. Usually you put out your surrogates to say, oh, I think, put out the dog whistle. Oh, I think Bernie Sanders saying, she shouted. That's what they say about women when they're talking tough, right? So I'm more surprised that she's the one kind of driving this part of the narrative.
We all remember the moment at the Democratic debate, Harris. Remember? It was the big old
high five between Sanders and Clinton.
Yeah. We are far cry from that now.
Oh, they broke up.
Oh.
It was so sweet when they were
Got
dating.
Lincoln Chafee back in the race.
It seems like the senator just woke up and realized he might want to be president. And that's a problem for Hillary Clinton because he is funny and he is warm. And he does have passion. So it'll be interesting to see how they go up against each other, because I think she maybe undervalued his attributes.
You know what I think it is? Honestly, I think the burn has felt the sweet, tangy victory encompassing his soul and his body. And he likes that feeling. That burn is warm, and it is intoxicating.
What are we talking about?
Bernie Sanders wants to win. He has decided that with Jim Webb and Lincoln Chafee out, it's going to be him and shirtless Martin O'Malley and Hillary Clinton fully clothed, hopefully, on the stage, and he wants to feel what that is like to be the victor in a place like Iowa.
But strategically, Andrea, does this attack against Clinton for Bernie Sanders, does it work for him?
No. And I don't know if we have any Carole King in the studio to cue up the It's Too Late, Baby. It's too late, baby. It's too late, Bernie. They should change the song. I mean, he should have done this a long time ago before he decided to high five and body bump or whatever they were doing on the stage.
I don't think Harris and I can pull that off.
Yucking it up. Oh, honey, we're gonna be chest bumping in overtime. Just you wait.
Oh.
I mean, think about it though. They're yucking it up over national security, a national security breach. That was a huge mistake of his. He should have gone negative against Hillary, but this is what she's going to do until Election Day. She will play the victim like she did in the 2000 Senate race with Rick Lazio. And Republican men better be very careful. Carly Fiorina can get away with this, but she is waiting for a Republican man to screw up
and the sad thing,
say something to offend her that she can cry sexist.
And the sad thing, because I do agree with your Carole King analogy there, that it is a bit too late for Bernie, is on the email thing, this is what is driving Hillary's numbers down, because it shows her as dishonest, distrustful, devious, almost like having some sort of ambition that doesn't care about the American people. But he's talking about legitimate issues and her contradictions on them, on trade, on the environment, on Wall Street reform.
On gay rights, on everything else.
On a lot of things, and that, again, reinforces the negative characteristics.
And Bernie definitely has a very
about
young demographic supporting him as well.
Correct.
And they made their voices loud and known at that JJ dinner.